and thank you for contacting Wave Support. I see from your clinical request your patient is wearing gas perm lenses that are decentering inferiorly, and from my understanding the patient previously has worn lenses. So if you remember looking at these designs, a couple thoughts. Overall the designs actually look pretty good. Obviously, as you know, you have a little difficulty here because you don't have all the corneal data, so that might be contributing to that. A couple things that sometimes affect these fits. I don't know how long this patient was out of lenses, but it looks like there might be a little warping here, so or even some dryness. But if the patient has recently been wearing their lenses, sometimes it's helpful to get them out of their contact lenses for a day or two, just to sort of let that cornea relax a little bit, get more of an accurate topography, and then really concentrate on getting those lids out of the way to try to get as much corneal data as you can. But with that said, we all have designs that we have to work with limited data. So a couple thoughts. If you like the fit, and if you really do believe that it's just a little decentration issue, then I would go back to some basic gas perm fundamentals to see if you can try to get that lens to ride a little bit higher. A couple simple thoughts is, you want to try to get that center of gravity back a little bit on these lenses so they're not so heavy. So a couple simple thoughts would be, I would try to make the center thickness as thin as you can get it. And go down really low and see what it allows you to go to. So 17, that drops a little bit. If you can go any larger on this lens, that'll be helpful. I'm not sure what the patient previously wore. Usually I try not to go more than a half or a millimeter larger than the previous lenses. But in this case, if you want to try to get that center of gravity back a little further, sometimes you can go up another half millimeter, so maybe up to 10 or so. A larger diameter will tend to bring that center of gravity back a bit. And then the other thing to do is maybe consider the material itself. I know Boston ES, which is a great material. If you look at the specific gravity of it, it's about 1.22. I looked that up just in case you're wondering. You might consider going down to something with a little lower specific gravity, make it a little lighter. If you want to stay in this fluorosilicone category, a couple options might be Fluoroperm 30 or even a Hydro 2. Both of those get a specific gravity of about a 1.14. So if you can change about 0.1, that's usually significant, so that'll tend to make this lens a bit lighter. So maybe change this lens over here to either Fluoroperm 30 or Hydro 2 if it's still in here. It's a decent little plastic. There it is, Hydro 2. That's also a nice little lens. And then those three little things may help make this lens a little bit more likely to ride higher. If you struggle with that, then the other alternative I would do is, you can see even though you have very little central corneal cylinder here, remember the central 3 millimeters or so simulated Ks, you do have a little bit toricity here, so you might even consider going to a G-SIM lens and then trying to match that a little more specifically. So you'll see if I just design that, current settings, let it run through here real quickly. And then sometimes if you really want to get this back surface of the lens to match the front surface, you can throw a little bit of the aspheric tendency here, and you'll see that matches very closely. So I'd probably run that again. Now I'm guessing this patient probably wore spherical gas perms in the past. That's so you're probably still okay in the RSIM design as you initially started with. But again, I would concentrate on some basic gas perm principles. Again, thin it out, maybe go a little lighter, specific gravity, and then increase the diameter a little bit, and hopefully those things will get them centering a little bit more nicely for you. Well, with that, I wish you well with this case. These can be challenging, some of these multifocal cases, but hang in there, and I appreciate contacting Wave Support. Have a great day. Thank you.